Today we're going to run an evaluation of 3 oil sorbents. The one on the left is EP25 Earth Granular Oil Absorbent by United Sorbents Midwest. The second is Easy Dry, and it is also by United Sorbents Midwest. The third is CleanBoost Oil Absorbent, and it is made by Combustion Technologies. Each bag has been filled with a dollar equivalent amount of product. That is, you would spend the same amount of money to buy a pound of the absorbent on the left, a same amount of money to spend on buying a pound of the absorbent in the middle, and the same amount of money to buy the 4 ounces of CleanBoost oil absorbent on the right. With the 3 products now put into the bin, you can tell from left to right that the one on the left is granular and takes up a lot of room and spreads out and is somewhat uncontrollable. The middle one, a little finer clay pellet derivative, is a little tighter and isn't as spread out. And the CleanBoost oil absorbent, the peat moss, is on the right, and it's the smallest of the 3 rings. And note that the one on the right, CleanBoost, and the one in the middle, the Easy Dry, appear to be about the same volume. The one on the left, when it's poured out, is a much larger volume and much more difficult to work with. What we will now do is we will fill the holes inside each of the oil absorbents with increments of 4 ounces of motor oil. And we will be observing the absorbency and the leaching and the result of how these oil absorbents affect the oil that's been placed in them. And here we will pour the 4 ounces in the oil absorbent on the left. Now we'll add 4 ounces to the middle oil absorbent. Now 4 ounces to the CleanBoost oil absorbent. As you can see, it's overflowing, so we're going to stop that. So what we did was we took a little oil absorbent from other places and raised the edge so that it would not flow over as it did before. Now we wait for 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, we are now observing each of the oil absorbents and the 4 ounces of oil that was placed in the center ring. On the left, you can see that it appears to be absorbing, but is that really leaching? And there's still a residual at the bottom. In the middle, with the Easy Dry, you can see that there's an absorption, or leaching, with a residual in the middle. With the CleanBoost oil absorbent on the left, you can see that there's really not much leaching. There seems to be a lot of absorbing, yet the pool of oil in the middle is still a little larger. So without any agitation, we really don't know at this point what the total effect is of this oil spill cleanup. So we're going to add another 4 ounces of oil to each one of the oil absorbents and observe what happens over the next 5 minutes. We're now adding 4 ounces of oil to the oil absorbent on the left. We're now adding 4 ounces of oil to the Easy Dry absorbent in the middle. And again, if it starts to overflow, we'll raise the lip of the oil absorbent. Now we're adding 4 ounces of oil to the CleanBoost oil absorbent. Oops. And it's flowing over, so we'll stop that shortly. So we on the CleanBoost oil absorbent on the right, we raised the lip of the oil absorbent so that it didn't run off into the tub. And then we covered up that which did. So it'll all be part of the total oil absorbed. We are using a clear plastic tray so that we could pick it up and see what's really going on underneath each oil absorbent. I'm going to zoom in on each one. I'm going to zoom in on the one on the left, and as you'll notice, that has a very large floor plan, if you would, or very large footprint that's going on under the surface of the oil absorbent that we don't see on the top. The one in the middle, the Easy Dry, you'll notice it's got a big footprint also. Almost the entire diameter of the oil absorbent, you will see the footprint. Now on the CleanBoost oil absorbent, you'll notice that there is no big footprint, that the footprint is very small. In fact, it's almost as large as the footprint you see on the top, or the circle you see on the top. So when it comes to stopping the spread of a hydrocarbon, or in this case motor oil, you can tell that CleanBoost oil absorbent is doing a better job of actually stopping the oil from spreading. This is pretty interesting. So there's number one, the Easy Dry and CleanBoost oil absorbent. It's now 6 minutes later, and here we have the three oil absorbents. I'm going to zoom in on the one on the left, and down in the corner there you can see that it's leaching from underneath. So from the earlier picture where we shot the underneath side of the clear plastic, you can see that that's leaching. Even though you don't see it on top, it is. Now for the Easy Dry, you can see that it is also leaching. And there is a very good close-up of it leaching beyond the above pattern. And here on the CleanBoost oil absorbent, the things that are running off the side is because it was over the bounds of the top of the heap, if you will. So we're going to add 2 more ounces this time and give it 5 minutes, and then come back and wrap up. Okay, here's 2 ounces. Now we're going to add 2 more ounces to the Easy Dry. Now we're adding 2 ounces to the Easy Dry. Now we're going to add 2 ounces to the CleanBoost oil absorbent. And we will patch up where it's running over. Now we're going to move the tray so there's a slight slope from top to bottom to see if we can accelerate the leaching of the product out the bottom. There we go. Be back in 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes later, and now we're observing the different oil absorbents, from the EP25 granular to the Easy Dry in the middle to the CleanBoost oil absorbent on the right. You'll notice they all have residual in the middle, but I'm going to zoom in on the EP25, and you'll notice that it is leaching. And there's the leach off to the left, and we put the thing on a little slope so you see it coming down fast. Now you'll notice with the Easy Dry, it is leaching entirely around almost the whole circle. So what'll be fun is when we lift the clear plastic tray up again and do a shot from the bottom to see what the pattern is. But as you can see, that's not cleaning up, absorbing, or withholding anything. Now with the CleanBoost oil absorbent, you can see that everything is contained. Where it overflowed from the top, and we put we covered that up, but you can see there's no leaching around the base of the oil absorbent. So that's 5 minutes later, and now we'll pick it up, take a look at the underside. We're shooting the underside now, and I'm going over here to the EP25 granular, and you'll notice that we put it on a slope so the top part of the picture still has some dry granulars, but the rest of it is totally saturated and immersed in oil, and it's leaching out all over to the drain or the sides of the pan. The Easy Dry is showing the same thing, and the base of it is totally immersed with oil. Now we come to the CleanBoost oil absorbent, and you'll note that it's still a small circle that is contained by the oil absorbent, and there's no leaching coming from the base of the CleanBoost oil absorbent from the tray. Pretty amazing stuff when you look at it. That's the power of CleanBoost oil absorbent. I'm going to see what the end result will be. We used equivalent dollar amounts of product, and here we go. We're taking the EP25 granular, and as you can see, this is a mess. This is now a very heavy substance, and you look here and you'll see plenty of residue. Residue is a bad thing when you're trying to clean up an oil spill. I think you would agree. So here we go, and that's in the bottom of the pan, and hopefully you can see the residue that's there in the bottom of the pan, and now you've got a big granular mess that you have to dispose of someplace, somehow, some way. This is the Easy Dry, and you'll notice that it leached all the way around. All the way around was leaching. So we'll take this and separate it from the CleanBoost oil absorbent. And now what we'll do is we'll see what we get when we try to clean up 10 ounces of oil. Each one of these had 10 ounces of oil, and look at that. As we start to try to sweep it up, this is super saturated stuff. This is a mess. Now, what are you going to do with this sludge? And look at the residue that's left over. That is heavy stuff and will be very hard to get rid of. So now we're going to come over here to the CleanBoost oil absorbent, and we're going to close it up, sort of like baking a pie. And we're going to see just how well the CleanBoost oil absorbent does. Remember, this is just 4 ounces of CleanBoost oil absorbent, and we used a pound of the other two products. And here is the CleanBoost oil absorbent. Got a little bit of our neighbor in there, the Easy Dry, but that's okay. And so now you'll notice that the CleanBoost oil absorbent is, there you go, it's saturated, but you'll note that when you look at the pan, and you look here, and you look here, there's not even the same residual problem. And so there you go. This is kind of cool. And so on a cost equivalent basis, using 4 ounces of CleanBoost oil absorbent, using a pound of the other two products, you know, which one would you rather do? Note that CleanBoost oil absorbent can now be put in a compost or a landfill or hauled off. Now, what we will do is, now that we've proven that CleanBoost will give you a better result on a per dollar basis, we're going to add 2 more ounces of CleanBoost to the CleanBoost cleanup. Now, obviously this raises the cost 50%. However, 50% increase in cost now gives you a whole different result. And instead of 4 ounces, we now have 6 ounces of the same product. And as you can see, it cleans it up and is a lot fluffier and easier to deal with. It's a lot lighter than the other products. And there we go. So the question is, on a cost equivalent basis, you have very little residue there, you've got huge residue there, and huge residue here, and this leached like nuts, and that's not contained. That will continue to leach. This will continue to leach, and look at all that stuff you have to throw away. This you can just compost. Pretty amazing. We're going to take this Easy Dry, clumpy stuff, and we're going to say, you know, you need to be cleaned up. So we're going to take the CleanBoost oil absorbent, and we're going to pour it on there like that. And I don't even know if this is going to be enough to help, but we're going to work it in. We're going to see what we come up with, because that was an unsatisfactory result. I think you all would agree that are watching this video. And so, there we go. We're We're going to see what we can do to clean that up. And it's really almost impossible. Even CleanBoost oil absorbent cannot overcome. Isn't that amazing? We can't overcome the problem that was the Easy Dry product. I'm not even going to try anymore. That's it. Having cleaned out the bin that we did the demonstration in, this is a conglomeration of the junk or the oil absorbents that were left, and looks nothing like the peat moss mixture we had. Then over here is the bin, and basically all we did was we shook it down and emptied it into the bag you just saw, and then we wiped it out with a paper towel. And the residual is the CleanBoost oil absorbent you see, which is in the light brown on the grass, which we can just leave there because whatever petroleum product was in the tub, the CleanBoost oil absorbent has captured it, and so because it's captured, based on the EPA letter we have that documents that we're a sorbent, that has been cleaned up and maybe left there and will not harm anything. And notice that the tub cleaned up just with paper towels. We didn't use any kind of spray or any kind of anything. We just wiped it out, and pretty clean. One last thought is, if it rains, there's not a problem because the oil is captured by the microbes in the CleanBoost oil absorbent. So when it rains, it's not a big deal. If it were to run off into the sewers and things, it would be no big deal because the oil, the hydrocarbon, is captured by the microbes and the peat moss of CleanBoost oil absorbent.